Besides that, I think it might have been in your stream, Muffin, or Sony's. I was saying, I think I've got an idea for what to do with your system. Trip, I'm still trying to think how to do your meals, like, without making it just either brokenly expensive or brokenly busted in balance.
It could just be
Um,
regular food too. It doesn't really matter.
okay, yeah, I mean, if you just want it to be regular food for like character development, that's 100% okay. It's
I was
when we
just
try to
thinking for
start
the
weaving in
beginning.
other effects and stuff that it
I
gets
was just
tricky.
thinking for the beginning, it would just be regular food, and if you figured out a system, I could implement it later.
Okay, yeah, that's I mean that's probably more fair as well. Like it gets better later, but at the start, it's only costs. Yeah, I'm not saying no to it. I'm definitely thinking through it. For now, we can go that route and just you start practicing it, and it's character development for you, and gives you something to do in the downtime. Muffin, same goes for you. While I'm still figuring out the system, if you want to start saying that you're like working on it on the side, we can do that, and we can sort of formalize the rules around it later.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Like, be like that beer cart guy I was buddies with.
Yeah, I like the
Just
idea
do
of
like
you
beer
like
on the side.
carrying on his legacy after like his
Yeah,
legs were shattered.
yeah, he my buddy.
Cool. All right. Well, with that, does anybody want to give us a quick summary of what happened last time, slash like brief overview of the heist in total?
Um,
Time on
good.
Dragon Ball Z.
To the best of my knowledge, we were fighting shit, I can't remember his name, the gnome.
Dorwin Swiftspart.
Yeah, him. We were fighting him and everything, and we defeated him. And we were trying to get answers out of him when we went back to the previous room we were in before. And he was sitting there bloodied. We were gonna try to save him, and then Mr. Red Dragonborn came like swiftly and decapitated him and stole like the power core or whatever out of that machine. And he said, "I'll be seeing you guys eventually." And then he teleported away. And then we had so much time to escape before the construct blew up. And when we got up to the front door, the guards were decapitated by him. And then we were confronted by the manager himself. And then Rallo saved us from that. And we not sure if they're alive or dead. And then we rendezvoused back at the guild.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. Give you a point of inspiration for that.
Woo. I did decent for once.
Also, let me drop. Sorry, I just noticed something I need to move. All right, yeah. And so, as a reminder, sort of due to the events of that, it sounds like there's some sort of investigation going into it, but that y'all might be potential targets in terms of like who people think did it, because Leosin had been talking to some like the city councilmen, and they were talking about how there was some record of entry that was like stored in an off-site facility magically. That when y'all were using swipe cards and stuff, it would send that information elsewhere.
Good.
That was good because she used a fake name, but who knows who could have actually just seen her, I don't know, jumping out a window loudly in the morning. Who knows? Like, truly, yeah, truly a mystery who that could have been.
They're probably dead now. They're in the bomb vicinity.
Yeah, probably some weirdo jumped out of a bank. They're probably dead. Um,
No witnesses.
yeah. It was a very big bomb. It killed a lot of people, wounded even more. You know, or you can at least guess for sure that the head of the bank was killed, so some pretty powerful people as well. So Leison's like, hey, I think it's time y'all get out of the city. Like, lay low for a bit. Y'all were able to get some information out of Dorwyn thanks to Growlo's Speak with Dead spell. And you found out that the cultists he met with some cultists at a place called Castle Neritar. And Leison immediately recognized the name, though he didn't know exactly where it was. He was like, oh, that's I think that's a place like up north of here, but it's supposed to have been abandoned. But that would track with the direction that the wagons were heading when they left Waterdeep. So with that information, I think y'all all decided it was best to, get a good night's sleep after being up all night at the heist, and probably head out as soon as you can north to track down the cultists and clear your name.
Yeah, Muffin was just RPing being up all night, right?
Oh,
Did anyone else like buy stuff? Like we're all good with the shop as well.
Muffin was LARPing. I mean, I didn't get any messages about
I didn't know we were supposed to DM.
potions
My
or
bad.
anything. That's fine. I mean, just send them this session because nothing too crazy is going to happen today. It's mostly going to be set up for getting ready for the main quest. Y'all email me what you want. If you have questions about prices, again, let me know. I know Sony and Cassie are a bit short on change after
Yeah.
their upgrades, but y'all let me know if y'all want to get any potions or anything else. Muffin, you don't need to buy ammo.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. You told us to DM it.
I was just confirming. With your ranged weapons, I'm assuming like there's some sort of minimal upkeep to get normal arrows. Same with spellcasters because they technically have like reagents they have to use when they're casting spells. So rather than getting into the depths of that and like being super picky about it, just like, hey, it costs some amount of gold. It's taken out of your wages essentially. Now, if you want to get special stuff, like Muffin, you have those like elemental bolts and stuff. That stuff will cost money, but just normal bolts, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Go chop
Cool.
down a tree.
I still have like this wand from the one person we interrogated and they attacked us that like summoned and controlled the constructs. Can I give that to Leison just if he wants to examine it or anything?
100%. He'd be happy to take it, and he said they'll sort of hand it over to the Harpers, or they have like a magical item division that can look into it and do some research.
Thesera's like, who's gonna examine my magical stuff now that the bank's blown up?
Yeah.
Turns out those services are actually quite common,
Wow.
at least in major cities.
At least in Waterdeep, the city of magic.
Yeah,
City
it's like there's
of
just like a
Mag-
guy on the corner hawking those services in Waterdeep, and you're actually getting ripped off at the bank.
Man.
Cool. Has everybody also, this is more of a technical thing, reminder that you can only have up to 3 items attuned to you. So I know we got a lot of magic items in this quest. So if everybody can look to make sure that they don't have more than 3 attuned, and if y'all have something you're not going to use, make sure you communicate with the rest of the group to see if anybody else wants it. Or let's go ahead and sell them while we're in Waterdeep, and we can give y'all some more gold to potentially
More
play around with your
gold.
buy. I think y'all done a pretty good job of that so far, but just want to say that before, like, theoretically we're moving on.
I don't think any of my items were attuned. I feel like you said all of mine were never, but there was the homebrewed staff you came up with for me. I didn't know if that was homebrewed, or sorry, if that was attuned.
Most weapons I've seen aren't attuned, so we'll say no.
Okay.
I have 3 I'm attuned with. And then the immovable rod doesn't require attunement. And
That's correct.
then my bow.
Oh, you're right. You've got your bow, the Phoenix now.
Yeah. And that's all I have.
Nice. Alrighty. Any other questions?
Are we heading straight out, or can I do like one last thing at the Adventurers Guild?
You are welcome to role play through whatever y'all would like to do before heading out.
Um,
So I'm just gonna say because y'all arrived a little bit after sunrise after the heist. Y'all would have needed to have taken a long rest after that. So at the earliest, it's like mid to late afternoon at this point, potentially evening if y'all slept in a bit.
just if anyone else wants to go first before I do my thing. So,
Ava needs money. She'll like to go on a pickpocketing spree.
She finds the vault in the Adventurers Guild and robs them blind.
Woohoo! Remember that item Leosin just took for you? I got it now. Just kidding.
Showing it off to Sony. Like, hey, look at this cool thing I found in the vault. Ava, I just gave them that.
Well, finders keepers.
Just runs away, little gremlin.
Basically what she is.
I guess if no one else wants to do anything, I'll just ask Growlo if he'd join me by the creek. That's like behind the Adventurers Guild.
He'd like to join you back there.
Yeah,
Is that what you
just
said?
yeah, if you'd like to just go for a walk with me.
Yeah, I think he would join you, quite willingly.
And then I'd like to think that as we're by the creek, like we sit down and well, I say if he still has his birthday cupcake from a while back, because I still have mine.
He reaches into his little bag of holding that y'all have with the skag mark on it, and he pulls it out. Says, "Yeah, haven't used any wishes yet. Things have been going well up until today. Things have been going pretty well."
I still got the cupcake. I know it was the candles that actually gave the wishes, so it's up to him if he wants to use that. But for the cupcake, I'll just ask him if he'd like to enjoy it with me because I know his birthday's coming up.
I think he would love nothing more than to enjoy the cupcake together. So y'all sit probably watching the sun get ready to set.
I know we're about to head
Good.
off on our adventure, and I might not see you for your birthday.
Well, you've always got the ring so that y'all can do your best to communicate with one another, stay in touch, and he'll be thinking of you.
I'll be thinking of you too. I just miss you
He
so
gives you
much already.
he puts a arm around you and gives you a little side hug and smiles. Then stuffs his face with a cupcake and has a bunch of icing on his nose awkwardly now.
You're a goofy halfling, but you're my bestest friend. And I can't wait to see you again.
He nods and says the same.
So happy early birthday, and I can't wait until I do see you again.
Smiles and picks the icing off his nose and says, "Until next time, bestest friend."
Does he have a Black Forest cupcake?
Yeah, I guess it would have been, was that his cake of choice
Yeah.
from the campaign? Yeah, so I guess it is. It's interesting choice for a cupcake, but it was his choice.
Just when we finish our cupcakes, I'll probably give him a hug, and then I'm good to like rendezvous with the rest of the group.
All right. After y'all have done that, the sun is probably getting ready to set now. Leison's waiting inside, and he sort of looks at you all and says, Hope y'all have all slept well. Like I said, it's probably best the sooner y'all can get out of here, but definitely don't want you traveling out at night unnecessarily.
Ava's hungover.
What would be y'all's preference? We have some horses for you all to take north to make the journey easier.
Is there
Would you all
enough?
care to leave tonight or in the morning?
Is there enough horses for all of us, or do they need any to help the people that died?
Well, horses are something we have plenty of, and we have that strange one, Olgierd, still up in the stable. Y'all can definitely take him.
No, we're good. Thanks.
You go, you see, it flashes over to Olgierd like a cross-eyed horse over in the barn. All right, well we'll keep Olgierd then. He should still at least be able to like carry weight around. Be a bit of a mule. Um, oh, that reminds me. And he spreads out in front of y'all. I was able to find a map of Neritar, and I knew it was north of here. I didn't know it was here. And you hear his tone drop a little bit. He's like, "Have you all heard of the Mirror of Dead Men?"
No.
No. Oh, a mirror. I thought a mirror.
Oh no, Mir. He says there's this
Yeah.
place up on the coast a long ways north. Um, it sort of developed a few hundred years ago when Castle Neritar was built, and it was originally the home of a powerful half-elf wizard. But some sort of tragedy befell the region. It used to be a sort of a lush coastal plain, but now it's nothing but swamp and wetlands. A
Ugh.
darkness seems to hang over the place. Uh, about 100 years ago, there was an organization of astrologers that actually tried to reobtain the fortress, and they were somewhat successful for a time, but then they mysteriously disappeared about 50 years ago. Um, Thankfully, there is a road that heads directly up there. It's called the High Road. You can just take it north, and he gives you sort of some instructions out of the city. Says it should take you about 7 days to get to. He points on the map. Oh, well, I guess I can't click on the map because it's a picture. You'll see where it says, I think it's Kareth Roadhouse.
Where's the?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bottom right.
Yeah, kind of bottom right. He points to that and he says, "I'd suggest that be your stopping point when you get there. You should be able to rest, and from there, I'm afraid you're gonna have to go straight into the swamp. And you know, this is an old map, so it marks it as a road. But if I had to guess, you're probably gonna have to trudge it by foot from there."
Didn't we go to Stillwater, or was that just a place that was mentioned in passing?
I don't think y'all have been there. Y'all haven't been this far north before.
Is it on the Sword Coast map, or is this a different part of this?
If we look at the Sword Coast map, because this is one of the reasons why I wanted to pull up a separate map.
It's
So
there.
reminder, Waterdeep is here.
It's
The
like right
Mirror
on.
of Dead Men is up here. It's sort of tucked between the mountains and the coast. Yep. If you zoom in, it's this tiny little place up here.
Enhance. Enhance.
And since Castle Neritar's and none of those cities are on there, I'm going to give you all a separate map. So with that, he provides you with provisions to get you at least the 7 days there. He's willing to offer horses, and at this point, he's just leaving it up to you whether you want to leave now or in the morning.
What do you guys think? Sooner the better, or should we get some rest?
Probably rest up and recover, since Kil'Kash hasn't gotten any sleep.
He already passed out.
He's out. He's gone.
I'm good with whatever.
And Kil'Kash is currently LARPing as a corpse.
I can take some of your guys' rations and try and make a feast.
What kind of feast is this?
I don't know. It depends how good the resources are. If it's just bread, it's gonna be a bread dinner.
Oh, okay.
Can't do much with bread.
Toast sandwich.
Here you go, Thesera. Here's your toast banana.
Oh, why do I get a banana?
Sort of at
You
the
know.
very basic level, Squeeb will say that you can for sure turn rations, like 7 days of rations. You can probably spot some things on the road that you would be able to cook up, like herbs or potentially do a little bit of hunting to turn that 7 days of rations into like 10 or 12 days of rations at a sort of basic cooking level.
Can you describe the rations that we received?
It would be sort of your basics in terms of a number of staples. To your point, like bread or rice or things like that, with some dried meats for the road so that they don't spoil, as well as some dried fruits and vegetables.
Mm. Can I describe what I do with the food if I'm gonna make a feast?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
I'll go ahead and take the bread and like ground it up and pour some of our water in there with it and try and remake it into a flour. And then I'll go ahead and heat it up on the campfire and make a couple of, I don't know, like pita or naan style bread.
Mm, I do like pitas.
And then I'll go ahead and take the dried or cured meats and go ahead and stuff them in there. And with the fruits, I'll try and make like a puree or like something, some cranberry sauce or something like that to go with it.
Damn, you got fancy fast.
Fancy.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say like sort of on y'all hit the road. Are we gonna say y'all leave that evening or?
Sure.
Okay, so y'all leave that evening. You don't get super far outside Waterdeep, but y'all set up camp. Squeeb gets to work, sort of making the dinner, as it were. Um, I'll say Squeeb, in preparation for leaving with this new interest, you would have gotten like some wax papers and some basic materials and stuff to do this. So you're able to not only make all of that, but like sort of essentially do meal prep for the next couple days. And you wrap up in a bunch of different little pieces of wax paper. Like the ones with fruit that are maybe a bit better for like breakfast or an early lunch, as well as the heartier, meaty flatbreads that people can enjoy for heavier meals later in the day.
Woo.
It's also now y'all don't need y'all were gonna have to potentially stock up on supplies when y'all got to the rest house. Also, you've got enough to make it all the way to the castle at this point.
Oh,
Yeah,
good job, Squeeb.
I ate it all.
Oh.
That's the magic of cooking. You increased the caloric content by making it tastier. All right. So I guess for Sony and Avalene's case, just sort of in the background, since y'all have stuff that's based off time, just sort of keep track of that. Like y'all would have rested up last night. I assume before y'all left, y'all would have done your sort of daily things for poison and plants.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me know
Now
how many
night again.
days, and
Mhm.
I'll just add it on.
Sure. So I'm gonna say nothing happens that night because y'all are close enough to Waterdeep. The next day y'all begin traveling. Can somebody roll me just a raw d20?
Go.
19.
Nice.
19. Oh, you actually come up. You come up to a overturned wagon. That you notice, and you see left behind. There's a little tattered piece of cloth with the symbol of Tiamat on it.
Hmm.
Can I go investigate it?
Sure thing.
I'll go ahead and look at the turned over wagon and see if there's anybody in it.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
4.
um, looking at sort of the road, and despite how muddy it is, you're having a hard time figuring out how the wagon turned over. And you just see a wagon on the side of the road, and you point to the rest of your crew. You go, guys, wagon.
Wow. Good job, Squeeb. Again.
Look at this
Yeah.
cloth.
Alright, the cloth is interesting.
But wagon.
Wagon.
Is there any like tracks around the wagon?
Indeed. Let's do a nature check with advantage.
Ooh.
4.
Please don't be a 4.
Thesera also goes,
Six.
mud.
13.
What?
With that, you sort of look around and you identify a number of the tracks. It seems that there had been a number of people, what would you say, are like at least humanoid, just sort of wearing boots and footprints like that. You also see some heavier, more lizard-like footprints. Um, you think probably some dragonborn were traveling with
Dragonborn.
the group.
No kobolds or anything?
I think you also do notice some smaller, um, I'm just gonna say lizard-like because I'm trying to think, like three-toed,
Yeah.
sort of dino looking. Um, some like small and medium ones that might lead you to think that there was a small group of kobolds or lizard folk with them. But if you remember back in the city, you didn't see any kobolds or lizard folk. So they must have you intuit that they must have sort of grouped up outside of Waterdeep.
Do you think we should keep following these tracks?
Can I investigate the wagon as well?
Mhm.
Is there gold?
Is
I'd
there
like
anything
to
in
loot
particular
it.
you're looking for?
No,
Loot?
not exactly. I'm just
Hey,
investigating
if only you'd been
what
looking for
happened.
something specific. Damn.
What happened.
Um, and that 20 you go and sort of you can tell from your time moving goods, oftentimes expensive goods. Oftentimes they're heavy, right? Especially like when you collect a bunch of gold together, like in this sort of medieval world, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff is metal that's like valuable.
Mhm.
You can see sort of the telltale signs in the back of this wagon that there was a bunch of heavy stuff that was moved off this. Like the wood is scraped down from where things had been sort of pulled off of it. But it seems like everything's been sort of evacuated from this cart. Um, you do see a couple spatterings of blood. Um, but aside from that, the only thing you see um, is a small lockbox over towards the front of the wagon.
Okay. Can I check and see how fresh is that blood?
How long were y'all in the heist again? It was 10 days, right? Roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think y'all had 14 days to do it, and y'all did it a few days ahead.
Mhm.
So at this point, it'd be pretty old. It'd be probably like over a week old.
Okay. I'd like to investigate that lockbox or go up to that lockbox, and I'd like to check to see if it's locked.
It is locked, and the lock is very broken from where somebody clearly tried to force it open.
Is it open or is
No,
it still locked?
it's still locked.
Can I see if I can somehow unlock it?
Sure.
What would that fall under?
Sleight of hand. It'd be using your thieves' tools, or excuse me. Yeah, it'd be using your thieves' tools. You should have
Sleight.
proficiency in the check.
Okay, so
If you don't
what I have
have
for my
proficiency
thieves
in sleight
tool,
of
I
hand,
have it as question mark. Oh, what would it be under? Would it be my dex? Okay.
no, so it's a sleight of hand check, but you're going to be using your thieves' tools, which will give you proficiency in it. So you rolled a
25.
So I just
17
click it.
plus 2, and your proficiency is doubled, right?
Yeah, my 2 is my dex. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
The check was going to be a 25. You hit it. rogues go brr. They do a lot of things well. Okay. Uh, you open it up and you find a couple of small gems worth 50 gold pieces. And I'll say also, uh, what else do I want to say? Trying to think what this vendor would have been carrying. Um, we'll say 50 gold pieces as well as a couple of scrolls, which y'all just forgive me. I'm gonna try to think of later.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say two magic scrolls.
Okay.
Scroll of fire breath.
I'm trying to think what spell I want to do. Yeah, you are
Okay.
somehow able to get this lockbox open when clearly none were before, and you
Oh.
find some goodies.
I put the gems. I put everything just straight into the bag of holding. Ah, some scrolls and some gems. Perfect. Dump it in there before anyone else can see.
What are the scrolls there?
Huh? What are you talking about? Nothing happened.
Hmm. Wagon.
Whack. Yes.
Can I perceive into Ava?
Yeah, you can if you'd like.
What would be rolling
Make
perception or
no, it'd be an insight check.
wabam?
Holy crap.
4.
Four.
I'm gonna make you roll a deceive, but unless you roll a nat one, I think you're gonna beat it.
Totally.
Damn.
Yeah. Squeeb,
Hmm.
since Avalene wasn't trying to like hide it at all, I'm assuming that you were just doing it out in the open, so he could have just been watching. So Squeeb literally sees you pull that stuff out, and then you turn to him and just gaslight the hell out of him, and he goes, "Huh, I
They were
guess
just
you're right."
scraps. They were just scraps of
He just
cloth around.
Hmm.
asks you inquisitively, "Wagon?"
Back to the wagon. Who has the cloth piece now? Was it Thesera?
Did you give it to me? I feel like you were looking at it, you pointed at it, and then you're like, oh my god, wagon though.
Yeah. Can I look at the cloth piece?
Sure. Real quick, those spells are going to be greater invisibility. It's a
Whoa.
4th level wizard spell, and polymorph.
Is that
Polymorph.
the scrolls?
Yeah.
Okay, so scroll
Polymorph and
ability.
greater invisibility. What is it you want to learn about the cloth?
Uh, I don't know. I'm just thinking like there's any historical things that I would know as a dragonborn, or
I mean, y'all
if
have
it's a
seen
part of.
this symbol enough times that you would recognize that it's sort of a symbol depicting Tiamat, who is worshipped by the cult of the Dragonborn.
I guess where the cloth is from then.
Oh, it's hard to tell because it's just a tiny little scrap. Given the size of the emblem is pretty small, you imagine that it's probably a piece of like clothing that got ripped off.
I'm going to take the scroll of polymorph out of the bag and hand it to Thesera. Hey, I found this. I figured you'd probably be better at using it than me.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
So that's a scroll of polymorph, Sony.
Alright, I'll write it down.
Now you can turn somebody else into something and then wild shape.
Turn them into a
mouse.
fish.
Mouse or fish, and then I'm a cat.
Just
Turn
carry
him
them
into
around.
a Magikarp.
There's actually a bunch of different Pokemon that are made that have monster blocks online. I'm like, did somebody must have done a Pokemon D&D campaign, which I kind of like the idea of.
That does sound pretty interesting.
Next campaign, maybe.
Yeah, how many campaigns can you run at once? 5? Okay, sounds great.
We'll do a Pokemon one, we'll do Yu-Gi-Oh one, we'll do Journey of Dragons, we'll do another one.
There's a
Right.
Magikarp homebrewed creature.
There is one.
Yeah.
Sony, you are now welcome to wild shape into a Magikarp if you'd like.
Oh, nice. Please don't eat me.
If we smack her a bit, she'll evolve
Evolve
into a
into a
Gyarados,
Gyarados.
right?
Then that'll be super powerful.
He's just abused me.
Evolve! 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 Slapping you across the
Why
face.
isn't she leveling up?
She's not high enough.
Yeah, was it Magikarp evolves? I think at like level 22, but level 20 is the max level in D&D, so you just never get there.
Oof.
D&D hard mode.
Just everybody starts off as a Magikarp. That's it.
Good luck,
Awesome.
everybody.
Okay, so that's your day 2 on the road. Anything you'll want to do at night, or you'll want to just mark down your daily stuff? Also, did we actually lose Muffin? Muffin, are you there?
No, I'm just like out of it. I'm listening. I'm still here.
Okay, just make sure you're all right.
I feel like shit right now, so don't mind me.
If you need to go, dude, like it's
No,
really nothing.
I'm fine.
All right.
I'd like to do some crafting in the morning
Okay.
after milking.
Huh.
Language proficiency.
Language.
Yeah.
You're just crafting some poisons, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Milking and crafting.
I will trust you. You have all the GP costs for the poisons and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I may
will
have
trust you
to
keep up with that.
pickpocket some money off of someone
Huh.
Oh no.
How
eventually.
much gold you need?
None yet.
Danya.
Kil'Kash is poor. I only got 79 gold.
Jesus.
Use all
Holy.
my stocked up venom.
How much
to
gold you
crafting.
need? Here's some
You want
moss.
Ava has like 300 gold, and she's like, "Oh, I guess I'll take 50 of that."
You bastard.
Here, if anyone wants to trade, I'll give you some. If anyone wants to give me 50 gold, I'll give you some gems.
I want no damn gems.
But they're worth 50 gold.
I want you to replace my damn fire wine.
I didn't do anything.
Got any scrolls?
I'm just gonna craft another healing potion.
Okay. Same with you, Sonny. I'll just trust you.
Yep.
You've got the gold price costs.
Yeah, I kept track of all that.
And Cassie, for those gems, like you can just go ahead and convert that into gold.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
I'll just
super
straight
worried
up
about
do that then.
Yeah. Just a matter of timing.
No longer at 3 gold, guys. We're good.
All right. So we're gonna say that's the second night. Nothing else we want to do.
Am I allowed to take my hand to craft some beer?
Yeah, go
I got
for it.
the needs. What do I need to roll?
Don't need to roll anything. It's just something you're working on the side. We'll say that you sort of purchased some materials back in Waterdeep to get a start on the hobby, and you sort of spend your night brewing.
We try this.
Sure. Is it like a shot or is it like a keg?
We'll say a mug,
A
cause
mug.
I feel like a good
Yeah.
half mug because he's still testing it out.
Do I roll on it or does he roll on it to see how good it was?
Yeah. Why don't what check would that be? How about no, performance doesn't sound right. Muffin, what do you think it would be?
that's what I'm looking right now. I know it might sound weird. What about like a medicine check?
Medicine or
Yeah,
nature?
I mean, I think that makes sense. Yeah, why don't we do medicine check?
I mean,
It's
that's a
a
0,
certain
so that
kind of
fucks
medicine.
me, but
A good kind of
10.
medicine.
It's
A
fair.
10. Yeah, for the first batch of ale you've ever drafted out here in the wilds north of Waterdeep, that's actually pretty solid.
Woo.
I didn't get sick drinking it. Good job.
Yay.
Meanwhile, ignore Ava with her mug of beer that she pulled out from seemingly nowhere.
Yeah. I have my own personal supply. of infinite alcohol.
She's got like one of the. Have
Ma-
y'all ever seen where people will like they have the hose like that goes down their sleeve, like a coat sleeve or
Oh,
something like
yeah.
that. They'll like drink out of that like stealthily at like a party or at, like a baseball game or something. I think somebody did it with ranch one time where they just putting ranch
Ugh.
on everything like through a secret hose. I like to think Ava's just got like a secret ale hose that she's not telling anybody about.
We're on the horses riding. She just puts her hand up to her mouth.
What are you doing? She just
Ah, just
starts leaning back and forth like
basically that's what it is.
Awesome. All right, so we'll let y'all do that kind of stuff overnight. Y'all are eating your lovely sort of your dried meat covered pita breads, staying nice and warm by the fire. As you continue to travel north, the nights do seem to be getting a bit chillier as y'all start to raise elevation, getting closer to the mountains as well. Day 3 now. Can somebody else give me a raw d20 roll?
Go, someone else.
I
9.
9.
9. Nothing of particular note happens.
Oh,
Nothing good, nothing bad.
I rip a nasty
Um,
fart.
ugh. Please tell me you're in the back of the line.
We kicked
I'm in the
Kil'Kash
front.
out of the tent.
Y'all get to that night again, and I assume it'll be more of the same for most folks.
yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll. Yeah.
Right, so yeah, just mark that as another day passing. We come to day 4. In day 4, as y'all crest over a hill, y'all are about, I'd say about here-ish now.
Where?
Y'all are about like a little over halfway to um, to the Mirror of Dead Men. You get sort of your first look at it, and sort of you've reached as high as you're going to get, sort of where the land pinches in towards the mountain, and now you can see where the land begins to again sort of slope down from you towards what used to be this coastal plain. But as you look at it, all you can see really are sort of what look like the ghosts of tall trees, sort of hidden amongst the fog next to the coastline. And you know that just given the vibes it gives you, you have now seen the Mirror of Dead Men. You've seen your destination.
I'm feeling
Is there
chills.
anything? Is there anything notable about the land?
Where you are right now seems fairly normal in terms of sort of like a mountain plain area. It's quite hilly still where you are, but there's tons of life. There's birds flying over. There's a bit of a chill in the air. Uh, but largely it seems like, any sort of healthy piece of territory.
Wonder why they call it the Mirror of Dead Men.
Should we continue onward or should we try and be a bit more stealthy? What do you guys think?
Probably just carry
Since you're
on.
saying that, why don't you give me either an investigation or a nature check, whichever you prefer.
Nature. Oh,
23.
23. Nice. You recall where y'all ran into the wagon before. There are a bunch of different footprints. Y'all saw like boot footprints. You saw sort of lizard folk, what you think are kobolds, dragonborn as well. Now that you've gotten closer, um, those tracks seem to be more and more evident, and it seems like there might be more of them as like more people sort of joined the group. Um, as a reminder, sort of for those that came with the wagon group before, traveling by wagon is very slow. Y'all have been traveling on horseback, so there's a good chance that y'all are probably starting to not catch up with the other group, but you're sort of making up time.
Gotcha.
Balls. I just remembered too. What's the situation with the Sarah and I's eggs that we had a while back?
I
I
thought of that
completely forgot
yesterday
about
as
them
well.
now.
Well, y'all should have asked Lazen. No, I'm just kidding. Lazen probably would have confirmed with y'all that they had it under control and that they had them at a secure location. He says not to worry about it. They've got it under control. In the meantime, they're trying to keep them out of an environment through which they would hatch. Because if you recall, sort of as he explained earlier, the way that dragon eggs hatch is that they have to be in an environment where it's like suitable for them to hatch. Otherwise, the sort of progress on it hatching just halts. It doesn't cause them any damage. It doesn't hurt them at all. It just sort of freezes their progress towards hatching.
Yeah.
So until they know what they want to do with them, until sort of, I don't remember what the council's name is. Until the council makes a determination on what they want to do with the eggs, they're just letting them sort of maintain in that frozen progress state.
If they kill off my egg, I'm killing them.
I'm sure he just laughed at that and said, "Noted. I'm on y'all's side. I think it should. I think they should be allowed to live, and I think the Emerald Enclave is on that side as well in terms of the side of nature. But many of those in the Lord's Alliance and some of those within my own organization would say differently."
So I guess seeing all the tracks, I'm assuming like at least what I think it's a bunch of the cultists, and they're probably all around the area somewhere close.
You'd estimate you're still about 4-ish days behind them, whereas before y'all were about a little over a week behind.
So we should probably just keep traveling as fast as we can. It's a good thing they just have a caravan.
Yeah.
Sounds
Is
good,
it
everybody?
We travel, but we just keep more of like a careful watch for our surroundings.
Yeah, does Squeeb have his hawk?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, his Bloodhawk would be with him.
I don't know.
In fact, that's a good call out. Trip, do we want to say that your Bloodhawk helps you get materials during the day, and it like helps you
Catch
hunt
some
or
rabbits.
catch rabbits, catch stuff like that, or even you can train it to recognize certain plants or something like that.
Catch food or scout ahead or anything?
Yeah.
On
I
that
forgot you'd
note,
had the
see.
Bloodhawk. That's a cool tool to use.
on that note about birds, I'd like to summon my owl,
Okay.
and he'll also be up there with
Can
his hawk.
my Bloodhawk go scout ahead and see if it sees anything?
And then I'll have my familiar up above us, so it has a further view of our surroundings, our like immediate surroundings. While his is further ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say the hawk doesn't notify you to anything, and even if Ava goes into the eyes of the owl, nothing stands out where y'all are currently.
Dang.
I'll just have my owl notify me if he sees movement. Besides ours
Yep,
movement.
better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So we'll say y'all go ahead and proceed, and y'all end. What did I say? Is this y'all's 4th day? 3rd day?
4th, I believe.
4th, I think, right? Yeah. Y'all end your 4th day. Now that y'all are closer, and it says y'all say you're trying to be a little bit more careful. Are y'all gonna set like a watch during the night?
Yes.
Okay. How are y'all gonna do that?
Ava will take first watch.
I'll go right after.
And then the next, we could probably do the. What do we need 3 of us to keep watch for 4 hours each? Is that what it?
I can have my Bloodhawk survey for a little while during the night.
I mean, if we say y'all have 4, if not 5 people, everybody needs at least 8 hours to long rest. So I think you would do 4 3-hour shifts.
Yeah, and then next night
12
rotate.
hours total. Yeah.
Rotate so the other people get a full sleep and the others.
Alright, who's taking first watch?
Ava.
I am.
Then I'll go after Ava.
Okay, I'll go after, and then it'll be up to Kil'Kash to the end.
Oh,
You're on the last duty for watch.
All right. I will say y'all are still far enough away from the cultists that I'm not gonna have y'all roll for anything tonight.
Dang it.
But is there anything specific you'd like to use that time while you're awake to do?
I'll do some more poison crafting.
Cool.
That's it for me.
Who's second shift?
Me. And I'll probably just make sure I plant my little seed. And then just pray and meditate.
Remind me which forest are you from again? Originally, where were you trained to be a druid?
The
Is it
Lurkwood.
Lurkwood?
Lurkwood.
As you're meditating, all of a sudden you have sort of flashbacks to there's a bright flash of light, and then ash is falling around you. You're just standing in the streets of Waterdeep, and then you turn around to look, and all of a sudden Waterdeep is gone, but the ash is still falling. You're surrounded by trees, massive trees, all around you. And you see a shadowy cloaked figure holding a large staff, maybe 100 feet from you, or like 30 meters. Just far enough away that you can't make out their face, but you can sort of see their shape. And before you can call out to them, there's another flash of light as the fire sort of sparks in front of you, and you're brought back to attention during your rest or during your shift.
Interesting. Who could that figure be?
Cool. Who's got the next shift?
Me.
Squeeb. Anything in particular you want to do?
Can I go have my Bloodhawk forage for some, I don't know, some berries or maybe even some meats?
100%.
Small gain.
Yeah. In fact, why don't you give me an animal handling check?
Good.
Okay, 11. We'll say you make progress towards teaching your Bloodhawk how to recognize some types of plants. It's not
This
there
is
yet,
a mushroom.
but progress.
Learning.
This
Learn.
is not a mushroom. This is the wild pizza plant.
Yeah, you like show it some mushrooms or something, and it goes off, and it comes back with just like grass. You're like, not exactly.
You're getting there, but not quite.
That is a plant. It's just not the one we wanted. Okay. Then your shift ends. Muffin, anything in particular you want to do?
just chilling right now.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
Where is it? 19.
Yeah, as you're looking at your shift, you look north, where you can still sort of see the mist of the Mirror of Dead Men being illuminated by the moon, and you just inherently sort of reach up to your chest where the medallion was before, and you feel a great sense of foreboding.
Dust.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Y'all wake up. Y'all are all long rested. Y'all go out on your 5th day. Can somebody else give me a raw d20 roll?
Yes.
Raw.
13. Adeline or Cassie, since you gave me the roll, that is in our like just kind of barely good territory. What's the cheapest cost of your cheapest poison? Or what's the cost of your cheapest poison?
My cheapest poison is 1 gold.
1 gold? You find 1 gold piece of
Yay!
pieces
Mhm.
for like or of materials you need to make a poison.
Wow, that was barely
Perfect.
good.
That was in fact barely good. Cool. All right. Comes to that night. Are y'all gonna do shifts again?
Probably the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Run through it again. Who was first? It was Avalene was first.
Me.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything you want to do in particular?
No. Just watching over. I'll have my familiar, my owl summons. Actually, I'll have my owl summon. I want him to kind of do some more scouting of the area and kind of take a look along the path up ahead.
Okay. We'll say without him getting too far from you, he's not gonna get all the way close enough. Um, I will say he gets close enough to sort of. Well, are you going to control him while he's doing that, or are you just sending it out to get information and then come back?
I'm having him go out, get some information. If he sees movement, he'll send a message
Okay.
along that.
He can only go what, like 800 feet or something like that, right? Isn't there a distance limit?
Familiar. There is. It is.
Or is that only if you're controlling it?
What within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Your familiar must be within 100 feet of you. Oh, when doing a range spell. How far out can it actually go? It doesn't say.
Find out. Quick Google. How far?
I just know within 100 feet, I can see through its eyes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rules as stated only limit the telepathic communication, seeing through it, so on. You can send it as far as you want. Do you want to try and send it out like an hour ahead and then fly back or something?
I'd
During
probably
your
do like
shift?
45 to 30 minutes out ahead.
Okay. He gets close enough to the edge of the Mirror of Dead Men when he comes back. Um, he sends you a message telepathically because you wouldn't be able to see what he saw, but
No.
just indicating that there's seems to be a sort of uneasy magic. It seems to like almost like a wall of it at the edge of the Mirror of Dead Men.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's the end of my shift.
Cool. Thesera.
I'll just see if I can focus again on that vision.
Okay. You try and focus again, and similar to the beginning of last time, you're in Waterdeep, flash of light, ash falling, then you're in the woods, deep in the woods. Make me a nature check. 12. You get a sense that you may have guessed before, but you're pretty sure you're standing in the Lurkwood. And you look down, and you're not the kid like you were last time you were here. Like you're holding your staff that you have now. You're bigger, older, more experienced. Um, and now the person who was cloaked before is closer to you. They're about 20 meters away. And you see, just sort of in the shade of their cloak, Their mouth is moving. They're saying something. Give me a perception check.
Let's see what my perception is.
12. You can't make out what they're saying.
If only I knew how to read lips.
And
Does-
then you're back awake at the fire again.
At least
Did you have a specific question about the vision?
did the presence, like, did it feel threatening as they were coming close, or more like a peaceful aura around?
I'll say you couldn't tell. They're still too far away for you to tell sort of what vibe they were giving off, but you certainly felt unsettled by what was happening.
Chills.
All right, who was next? Squeeb, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Squeeb, you want to try helping your hawk again?
Sure.
Cool. All right, animal handling check again.
Yeah. Damn.
Oof.
Oh.
I swear, one step forward, two steps back. This time he brings back like a squirrel, and he's like, "This is what you wanted, right?" Like, ah, God, no, not what we were looking for.
Did we have any milk in our rations or no?
Yeah, I'll say sure. Provided some water. So we'll say some water and like some. What would it be, like honey milk or something like that? What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna take a little like cloth and try and strain it and try and make some cheese.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What would we want to say? Let's do a survival check for that.
9.
Not the best cheese, not the worst cheese. It's like, fire camp in the middle of the mountains cheese. It's right about what you would expect. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'll just melt it in the pita bread and take a bite.
Ooh, damn, I bet that's good.
Not the best, not the worst. It'll do.
The work in progress. We're improving. Kil'Kash, you're up.
Since we're just chilling and vibing, I'm just going to try my hand at my brewing again.
Okay. Do another medicine check.
0. Another 10.
Good. All right. Again. Hey, not the worst, not the best. Just some good old campfire in the middle of the mountains ale.
Hell yeah. I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing, so I just know I'm supposed to be on the lookout for shit.
Okay. You don't get the sense that anything's nearby.
Okay. My shit's over.
All right. Y'all wake up on the next morning. We are now on day 5, I believe.
Woo!
And on your 5th day of travel now, as sort of the owl had indicated to Ava last night, y'all have arrived at the edge of the Mere of Dead Men. And to what y'all saw from far away, hey, it gives pretty much the same vibes up close. Despite it being sort of early afternoon by the time y'all arrive, it seems sunny, bright, nice as y'all are approaching. But as y'all get closer and closer to the edge, the sun doesn't sink from the sky, and yet it seems to get darker, 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 until the mist is almost enveloped you. Along the ground, you can see where grass and trees and short bushes have grown up to the edge of the mere, and then there's almost just a line of death past that, where you enter a swampy terrain, where it's pretty much the only thing alive is some short grasses and bushes, and sort of dead, diseased trees spread out in all directions.
Would Kil'Kash and Squeeb love this kind of land as Black Dragonborn?
I don't know. What do y'all think about it?
That's kind of racist, Thesera.
I was thinking that. Did I say that out loud?
Did I say that out loud?
I'm
Man,
just
this
on
is
her
just-
horse, looking at
This
her
must
like,
remind y'all of home, huh?
I just ignore Thesera and sip on my beer.
I don't know. Does that mountaintop covered in snow remind you of your home?
Yes, it does.
That's dumb. Anyways.
That's dumb. Like, because what's even funnier is Thesera has been to their home. Like, you know exactly. It looks nothing like this. You'll literally travel through their home.
she's just trying to imply apparently it's a swamp.
Yeah, I think it's even worse because of that. Like, oh, did I say that out loud? Oh no. Anyways, as y'all are approaching it and you're having this conversation, Cassie, give me a perception check with advantage since you can't be surprised.
14.
14. Confirmed.
That is good enough to notice somebody standing in the middle of the road, right across the line where it turns into the swamp.
Guys, there's a person standing there.
Person.
Wow.
You make out who they are?
That's a bull.
Can I take a guess, like, roughly how big they are? Unless
Yeah.
they're not cloaked or anything, I can see what they are.
They are about 5, we'll say 5'8" ish. No, they're standing pretty much what y'all can see the image, right? That I pulled up.
Yeah.
Everybody sees that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nope.
Did you say no?
Nope.
You don't see the image?
No.
Sarhala.
It should be.
Sarhala.
I'll
Cassie, you
just-
still don't see that?
No. I'll just reopen my thing here then.
Okay.
Don't worry. Carry on.
I was gonna say because she is essentially wearing what she is in the picture. Doesn't seem to be much of a threatening presence at all. It's a tiefling woman of about
Hey!
average to like medium tall height, like 5'8", 5'9", something like that. And yes, you would recognize her. So even though you may not have been able to make her out, you might want to make out with her.
Make
But
out, because
It's just simple admiration. Okay. I'm gonna like lean over and like, put my hand up above my eyes just to like cover the sun. It's like, oh, it's what's her name? Anyways, I'll turn to the party. Hot tiefling lady. Very nice.
Where?
Over there. And I'll like put my hands on both sides of her face and like aim her face directly at where she's standing. Yeah, see that?
Well, so that's what a tiefling looks like with horns.
Give you a freaking little slap with my tail.
Very rude.
Nobody else sees her?
Maybe we need to get a bit closer. The
Oh,
mist
okay.
is just in the way.
Alright, guys, follow me.
No.
Okay, fine, don't. I lead the way in.
Is she just standing there, or does she like see us coming too?
Oh, she is standing confidently in the middle of the road. You might even say she was expecting you.
Oh.
Okay.
As y'all approach, she just sort of gives y'all a wave and says, "Oh, hello there, travelers."
Hello again.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So I'm assuming you guys are familiar with each other.
Yes, I have.
And she's
We
like,
have met before.
"Oh, that's right. You're that new Zentrum girl, right?"
Yeah, I am. I was just smiling. Yeah. Yep. That's me.
He says, "Well, it's a pleasure to see you again. Oh, and it seems y'all have our friend Kil'Kash here as well."
I just
I
give a
was
side
smile
glance and look
slowly
back.
fading. Like, okay. Well, I'm assuming they know the party members, but why is she specifically asking for him?
She pulls out, or Kil'Kash, did you say anything to her?
I'm at the camp. I'm just giving a side glance, and then I turn back and drink my beer that I'm brewing.
Oh, y'all are in the middle of the road. Y'all haven't set up a camp.
Ah, well,
Y'all are standing on essentially like the dividing line between where y'all were before and the Mirror of Dead Men. She's just standing over on the other edge of it.
I'm sitting there, standing, drinking my beer.
She pulls out a little silver locket. It looks very much like the one you were wearing not too long ago. She goes, "This look familiar?"
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, it does not. My memory is foggy.
Oh yeah, I think he had something like that earlier.
Mm-hmm. I think he did. I think it was given to, well, perhaps not given to him, but it was forged by my lord Zariel.
Zariel.
And where does your lord reside?
Oh, you know, hell.
Hell.
Oh, okay.
Is he a dragonborn?
Is he a devil?
Gotcha.
She puts her hand on her hip and she says, "She is the Lord of Avernus,
My mistake.
and she
Yeah.
has claim over the soul of this man right here."
Who?
She has
Why?
claim on this
Pointing at
dick.
Kil'Kash. He says, I don't know. I was traveling through Waterdeep, and that's when I met our friend here. You see, I'm a soul weaver. I sort of know how to both mend and tear apart souls. And I serve, or I'm in the service of our Lady Zariel, and she sent me here. Apparently, she had lost one of her little lambs, and apparently wasn't able to find him until very recently. Um, Sort of, he just seemed to pop out of nowhere in the middle of Waterdeep, seemingly right before that big explosion happened too. Y'all
Weird
wouldn't know anything
coincidence.
about that, would you? Well, either way, I'm here to claim this man and take him back to Avernus.
You can claim these nuts.
Alright.
Wait. So why does she want him?
Well, it seems a bit complicated. She technically has the soul of a man called Goral Skull, but she said that this guy here y'all are traveling with is like his other half or something like that.
But they're not.
Anyways,
Uh,
he claimed back Goral Skull's soul without the proper paperwork, and per the contract that he signed, he needs to turn his soul back over to Zariel.
On the contrary, I didn't sign shit.
Kil'Kash wouldn't remember this because he used the amulet, and sort of the memories that had come back to him are now gone. Um, but Sarhala here pulls out a sheet of paper, and sure enough, shows Gorlskull's name written in red at the bottom of it, specifically saying that he would be given strength and power to save his life and those of his friends in exchange for his soul. And it's dated back to when Squeeb, you would remember, sort of towards the end of the Dragon War, when y'all lost track of Gorlskull.
Hmm.
I shoot that contract with a firebolt.
The fire, it literally, the paper erupts in fire and just seems
Oh.
to absorb it, and it's totally fine.
Let me read that.
You look through it and it details the specifics of the date, the specifics of the aid that would be provided, and you see that it essentially elaborated at the services that were provided, and it seems that Gorlskull was given like these sort of rage-infused powers, as well as the aid of several hellspawn to fight back the enemies in your group, and he saved half a dozen men by doing so.
Hmm. Is there anything that specifies that he can get out of it, or any loopholes?
He says it's all it says essentially is that his soul will forevermore be in the service of Zariel for whatever wishes she would like, and it's sort of up to her discretion.
Hmm.
So she says, "Sorry, I don't know how your friend here was able to stay separated for so long. It's none of my business, but at least his soul is the sole possession of Our Lady Zariel."
So you're saying our friend here has somehow merged his soul with another soul?
I don't know if it's so much that as the soul was split apart at some point. Not sure how it happened. That's something normally only somebody like myself could handle, but
So where's the other half?
well, it was in that amulet there. Y'all said you had an amulet, something like this. It would have been contained in that, where Zariel could have summoned him as needed in sort of a spectral form, but she lost it some time ago, so I lost track of it some time ago from one of her other minions. Y'all will recall sort of back to the fight y'all had at where was it?
A dragon spear?
All the way back at Dragonspear, yeah, Castle Dragonspear, where y'all fought the spectral Goral Skull,
Yeah.
and y'all pulled the amulet off of that other Dragonborn y'all were fighting.
Yeah. Does she have any idea who that red dragonborn is?
You're gonna ask her that?
Yeah. I'll just say, like, that's.
Yeah, you like describe him, say he was at Castle Dragonspear, and she just sort of shakes her head. She's like, "Look, you might be surprised how many agents of hell there are traveling through the Swords Coast, but we don't all know each other."
Even if I describe him as, like, a paladin?
She sort of shakes her head and goes, "Oh no, different graduating class."
Do you know why the amulet hurts some people that touch it?
Oh, probably because it's sort of magic from the hells, sort of a lawful evil nature, if you would. So those of sort of good natures or of freedom-loving natures might be, a bit magically opposed to it.
Oh, that explains why it latched on to Kil'Kash. Anyways.
So, do you need his soul now, or are you able to come back and get it later? Because we kind of need him for the moment.
He sort of looks around and goes, "How about we make a deal? We love making deals."
Oh, yes.
Oh
we
no.
do.
Hell no!
Because Our Lady right now is dealing with a bit of a problem in Avernus.
Mhm.
Um, Y'all are familiar with the cult,
Mhm,
correct?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I thought, y'all might be chasing them down. Do y'all know where Tiamat currently resides, by any chance?
In hell?
Bingo! not only is she in hell, but she's in my lady's land of Avernus. And she's been causing quite a ruckus recently. All
Oh,
of
you
this
want us to go
cult
kill her?
activity has been. God, no! Are you crazy?
I mean,
She
technically
looks
that
at you
would
like
solve
she
the
looks
whole.
at you like you just said the stupidest thing.
It's like saying, "I'll go kill God for you."
That's our job to say the stupid, brandish barbarian things. What the
I'm
hell's
just
the matter with you?
saying.
She looks at you. She's like, "Oh, hon, that's sweet, but no."
I'm just
Um,
saying, we kill her. It's a win-win situation. The cult can't revive or whatever with her.
I'm just
Look,
looking at
We
I'm
solve.
just looking at Ava like she grew a freaking head on her head.
I mean, we
Look,
solve.
our lady Zariel tolerates her, and between you and me, like, if she wanted to get rid of her, I think she could, but it would be a tough fight. Um, no, that's not the idea. She Tiamat's been causing quite a bit of a ruckus down there. We think it's due to the cultist activity here on the Sword Coast. It seems to be sort of beginning to siphon her energy. If y'all are truly out here to get the cult, perhaps we can strike a deal where, for the meantime, I'll travel with y'all to make sure that our investment stays secure. But once y'all are able to deal a dent into the cult's forces, we will return to Avernus, where our Lady Zariel or some of her magistrates can come to decision as regards to the favorable behavior that you all establish here and what that might mean for the contract.
Okay, I can make a contract as long as I can put my own conditions in.
Don't worry, not asking you to sign anything. This is more of a gentlewoman's agreement.
Oh,
It's not my soul on the line. It's just
She
Kil'Kash.
just sticks her hand out for one to shake it.
Can I state my conditions for this contract?
Puts her hand back on her hip, and she's like, conditions. What is it y'all want to lot? What is it y'all want?
All right, so you're staying with us to ensure Kil'Kash doesn't like run away or die or anything like that, correct?
Yeah, mostly just don't want his physical form to die. We still need that.
Okay, perfect. So with that condition that you'll be with us, that means you will be participating in also destroying the cults and making sure everyone's well-being is good, correct?
Like she says, look, that's not my job. I'm here to watch over him, make sure nothing bad happens, and ultimately, if it's between y'all and me sort of keeping the terms of this contract, I will rip his soul from his body and take him back to hell.
Okay.
No,
what would
no,
happen
no,
if?
no hurt feelings, but ultimately, I'm on the side of Zariel. Right now, our interests align. Should that ever change, I'm with her.
What would happen if Kil'Kash died? Wouldn't he just go to hell?
Well, we have some means of sort of affixing his body to his soul, but he'd make a stronger warrior if we had at least some form of his corporeal body. Not to say we can't have him fight in astral form, but I'm sure as y'all seem to have run into him before, he's a bit weaker in that form.
Whoa. Well, Kil'Kash, you got a bodyguard for the time being. Congratulations.
I guess your soul is worth that much, huh? Okay. All
Okay.
right. I'll shake her hand.
Okay.
I was okay making the deals.
You feel
Ava
a
has been
slight
transported to hell.
you feel like a slight singe in your hand, but don't notice anything else.
It furnished legacy. Hellish resistance. Woo!
Uncanny dodge.
I just slipped my hand back out like uncanny dodge.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. With that, Sarhala is going to begin traveling with y'all, and y'all will sort of spend the next night. I'm just gonna go ahead and play through that like nothing crazy happens.
Hey, she
Well,
didn't
actually,
say no, we can't kill her.
Um,
Saying she didn't
yeah.
put any condition about her well-being.
Yeah, I
being
mean, go for it
intact.
if you want.
I'm not going to. I'm just
Yep,
putting a
nothing
blanket
happens.
statement out to the party.
Then, so nothing happens that night. Another night passes, and on the 7th day, y'all arrive at what was the name of that outpost? Y'all arrive at the Kareth Roadhouse.
Woo.
Once y'all arrive, it's mostly quiet. I mean, clearly there's not a ton of travelers coming through these parts. You do still notice that there was a bunch of tracks leading up to here. Some of them continue on the road up past the business. But for the most part, you can just see sort of a stable with 1 or 2 horses there. And inside there seems to be a small tavern, and a man behind a bar.
A man.
Which I guess we can go to that map in case y'all just want to do anything.
So, what's your name? Kind of missed that.
You talking about Sarhala?
What's her name?
Sarhala.
Sar. I keep hearing Sir. Sarhala.
Does this work now? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Okay, that's Sarhala. So she's just traveling with y'all. She largely ignores y'all. She just seems to be every once in a while she'll pull like a scroll out of her bag, take a look at it, reading books, stuff like that. She's mostly just chilling.
I like to go up to her. I'd like to seduce. Just kidding. I'd like to come up with using my ale, my magic pint of ale, to pour some into a cup to share with her.
She just sort of nods and takes a sip of it and goes back to reading her book.
Hmm.
Let me get
I'll sit in this corner seat.
The
The cut
bar.
corner.
Where is my...
What the hell? There's 2 Theseras.
There's another one.
Yeah, it's down there.
Out on the road.
Oh. Goodbye.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Deleted.
You didn't see
We'll
it.
just say there's a large man behind the bar, but otherwise the locale seems to be empty. Sort of looks at y'all suspiciously when y'all come in.
Us.
These guys. And he says, "Oh, welcome to my rest stop. Y'all just traveling through?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
well, you're welcome to stay the night. It'll be how many rooms do y'all need?" Sarhala walks up and says, "I'll need a room for myself if you have one."
me and
He goes,
Thesera
"Very
can
well.
share.
That'll be 2 gold pieces." And she flips him some gold and heads upstairs.
Dang it. Me and Thesera can share if you want.
Alright.
So another 2 rooms. That'll be 4 gold pieces.
Just one room for us.
1 room for everyone.
Oh no, sorry.
No.
Just for.
Sorry. The girls get 1 room and the guys get 1 room.
Okay, so
Hell no, I'm
party will
not
take
sharing
2
a room with
rooms then.
Squeeb.
So it's the one that was farting the whole trip.
Well, I hate to break the news to you. We only got 2 rooms, or we only have 3 rooms upstairs, anyways. So it's either 2 rooms or 2 rooms in, I don't know, the stable, I guess.
I sleep in the toilet just in case I have to shit in the night.
Stable
It
sounds
will
great
happen.
for you then.
This is a pretty interesting place to have a rest stop.
Yeah, well, we do get some travelers here through here traveling up the high road. It's not the most pleasant of places, but we get enough business.
Gotcha.
Any noticeable people come in here?
Not in
Like-
particular, just merchants coming through, and you know what?
No other
You know
dragonborn?
what?
Give me a insight check.
Insight.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth. He's just seeing, at least to his understanding, just like merchants and whatnot coming through.
Hmm.
So, have you had any lost shipments lately? Anything like that?
Lost shipments. Well, you mean like of goods and stuff to get here?
Yeah.
No problems for me so far.
Oh. I wasn't too sure considering the location, if it's a popular route for bandits or monsters to be on.
He shakes his head. He's like, well, there's a lot of different allegiances and clans and stuff here in the swamp, but they haven't been bothering me too much recently. I pay my protection money from time to time, and they leave me alone.
Okay. So, what do you know about the swamp? Any useful information? Any tips and tricks?
Yeah, this is our first time. We're just passing by.
Just eyes y'all suspiciously again, and he's like, well, if I had one piece of advice, I'd say to get out of here as soon as you can. No offense, of course. It's just not a pleasant place to be. Continue heading up the high road. You'll see, in the distance, you'll probably see Irion's Tower up there, though it's been abandoned for a long time. Same with Fort Lock up on the road, but, you'll be heading the right way when you pass the fort, and you just keep heading north.
If it's not pleasant, why do you choose to have a business here?
Somebody's got to do it. There's money to be made.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, what's the best ale you got?
He goes back in. You see him, like, going through some just nasty brown bottles, and he's like, here's best I got for you, probably. It's, brought it up from the city of Waterdeep a while back. Be a couple silver pieces for a tankard, if you like.
Can I... Is that really the best you got?
He says, well, ale's not the best I got. What we've got is some good dwarven hard liquor, if that's what you're really after.
That wouldn't be too bad. Okay. I'll take a look at that.
I'll have water, please.
Pansy.
He goes and gets you a glass of water, and he brings out a bottle of some dwarven brandy. And he's like, whole bottle will go for 5 gold pieces. If you'd like a drink of that, it'll be 1 gold piece per.
I'd like to haggle.
Okay.
You sure you can't do 4 gold for the bottle?
Well, you see, that's the nice thing about being out here. There's no competition. It's 5 gold pieces.
Are you sure? I think you could probably go lower.
I think you could probably take your business across the street. Oh, wait.
Well, that's fine. You can keep holding the bottle. Maybe someone else will come in with their pockets lined.
Can I have it? Here's 5
Sold
gold.
to the Dragonborn. Sold to the Dragonborn right there. Says, hope you all enjoy. It's a good drink.
Just
Fairly
kidding.
priced.
I was gonna go up to her room.
Oh, that makes him sad. He puts the bottle back. He's like, all right, whatever.
Are we paying like
Whatever. Y'all
each one
enjoy your
gold then?
drinks. Y'all pay for the room. You'll have some breakfast in the morning. Best y'all head out after that.
Alright, I'll split half the room cost.
Yeah.
1 gold.
1 gold for everyone.
Well, I don't know. Kil'Kash is in the stables.
True.
Muffin, are you actually going to stay in the stables overnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 gold for Squeeb.
It's right next to Old Geared.
I'm going to say, make me a Constitution check.
He's having a staring contest with Old Geared and he's losing.
Who's doing the Constitution?
You are.
You.
Oh. What's my shit? Hold on, my fucking character key went away. Oh no.
Then after you do that, make me a perception check with advantage. The rest of y'all can be just a normal perception check.
Normal perception.
Jeez.
Oh!
Man, y'all all
Alright,
killed it.
figure out how to fucking do this again.
Perceive.
Characters. That's fucking lovely. Yeah, it won't.
You know what your
Nothing's popping
Constitution
up.
modifier is?
No, I don't.
Oh, you rolled bad. You catch a cold during the night, and for the next 2 sessions, your max HP is lowered by 3.
That's for 2 nights.
Yep, for 2 sessions.
Okay.
We'll call it 2 nights because sessions could be
Right.
a single day could take 3 sessions. So, we'll just say 2 days. I don't worry about the perception check because everybody else did exceedingly well. I guess partially because, like you said, this is an unpleasant place with no competition. Those beds are very unpleasant, and y'all
There
are
we
struggling to sleep throughout the night. And all 3 of you actually sort of hear late at night some plodding downstairs. Not plotting, plodding, like, of heavy sort of feet falls. And you swear you hear a door open around the back and sort of some hushed whispers. Those hushed whispers, think Thesera and Squeeb would recognize as being said in Draconic. And then you hear some stuff being dragged along the floor downstairs.
Can I make out what they're saying?
No, because it's just being said in hushed whispers.
Can I cast, like, the familiar and send out Sir Tom, the rat?
Yes, it's so when you're doing it, you're not doing it as a ritual spell. You're going to consume a wild shape
I'll
slot.
consume
to
a
cast
wild
it
shape,
immediately.
yeah, just to
Okay.
use it immediately, and I'll send him down there.
Cool.
I'm gonna put my cloak
Um,
on. Or up.
Okay. Are you gonna head out or?
Yeah, I'm going to just slip out the door and
Oh, sorry.
top the stairs.
I'd like to think that we both saw each other, like we heard the noise because we're in the same room, and just kind of have a similar idea of, like, to figure out what's going on.
Nod heads at each other.
Yeah.
You want to send
Not
like one
big.
out the window to where the door was, and another to investigate downstairs?
Ava
or-
crashes out the window.
Yeah, Ava jumps through the window.
Ava will put the cloak on and jump out the window stealthily.
Stealthily.
Alright, I'll just stay in my room, but I'll just, like, be through Sir Tom.
Sir
Give
Tom.
me a acrobatics check for Avalene.
20.
Yeah, she's able to jump out stealthily. And I say with that 20, you don't even need to make a stealth check. You've got your hood up. You're able to sort of sneak past. Sony, can you give me a stealth check for Sir Tom?
Oh boy.
Do they have like? Do the rats have advantage on stealth checks or anything like that?
I don't know. I've never actually looked for
Oh.
rat.
If you can't, well, yeah. If you can, go ahead and pull up their stat block because they might. I
Yeah.
imagine they're probably good at like stealthing around.
Yeah, I'll check quick.
A 20 is definitely enough to not be spotted. So I'll start in the direction we did those, or in the order we did those rolls. Outside, Avalene, you can see that there seem to be a number of lizard folk dragging sort of these large boxes and chests into sort of the back door of this rest stop. And inside, Thesera with the rat, I assume you're seeing through its eyes. You sort of send it down there.
Yeah,
You
so
see, sorry, go ahead.
I looked up like the rat, so it has dark vision for 30 feet, and it has advantage on perception checks if it relies on smell.
Okay. Good to know. And you'll use its stats if it's got better ones than you.
Yeah.
I think if you have better stats, you can choose to use yours, but I imagine for like dexterity, it might be better. Anyways, you spot the owner of the rest stop, and he seems to be conversing with one of the larger lizard folk, sort of pointing in different directions. As some of the other lizard folk continue to drag stuff down, sort of, you see them moving in this direction in the back room. So he would be like back here now with some lizard folk.
I'll just have like Sir Tom kind of scurry along the walls, and then just see like how close he can. Oh my god!
Godzilla.
But get stepped on.
So shrink that down. I'm gonna say some of your rats probably like here. Avalene's, we'll say, yeah, out back. Squeeb is still upstairs. Kil'Kash is out at the stable.
Yeah, I'll just have him scurry along like the walls and see if I don't know, am I able to like hear through him? So like what they're actually saying better?
Yeah. And you speak Draconic as well, right? So you would
Yeah.
understand. They seem to be conversing about taking the goods to the passageway, and they're talking about like different inventory levels and stuff like that. Saying that they had. He mentions having just received a large shipment, that they shouldn't be expecting too much more for a couple days, but it will take them a couple days to continue to move the stuff. He said the lizard folk mentions that activities are picking up at the castle, and that essentially, like, hey, like if any other visitors come, you need to turn them away and tell them to keep going. And the owner sort of nods his head in understanding and says, "Yep, I told the folks here that they needed to leave in the morning. Hopefully that'll be our last folks for a while. In the meantime, y'all are just gonna take the pathway back, right?" And the lizard folk nods. He says, "Yep. Once we get the shipment out, we'll be heading back into the swamp." And that's the gist of the useful information you can get.
Alright.
So
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say on my side, are they bringing stuff in or taking stuff out?
They're bringing stuff into the building from like a storage shed nearby.
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna see like I'm assuming they're moving like along the pathway here to go through the basement? Or yeah. If Sir Tom can make his way like along the edges, and like
Sure.
if he can sneak in through the basement.
He can. When he runs downstairs, he realizes there's sort of a cellar down there. But very clearly, there's been some like barrels moved to the side, and there's a little wooden door that's been opened. that leads to a massive hole in the wall.
Ooh, a hole in the wall. Does he smell anything?
Give me a perception check.
With advantage?
Yep, with advantage, because it's smelling. Cool. 17 is enough. He can sort of just smell through there, like while he's in a relatively dry space. It smells like very dank, very moist. You would guess that this path leads somewhere deeper into the swamp.
Or like a secret passageway?
Something like that.
Any lizard folk down here at the moment, or are they still kind of upstairs?
Oh yeah, there's like a dozen of them moving around. Like between what you and Ava can see, there's probably about 10 of them.
Okay, I'll just let Ava continue on with her thing.
Okay. Any
Um,
investigation you wanted to do, or are you just keeping an eye on things?
Yeah, I kind of want to do some investigating. I want to see the boxes that they're moving. Do they kind of line up with like? I almost want to. I don't know how, but like the weight and the size of them for what was on that destroyed wagon that we saw. If it.
Yeah, I mean these look like heavy things. I'll say not only that, um, but if you remember when you were tracking the wagons up north, you saw um, a couple of different like icons marking those boxes that like marked what cities they came from, and
Mhm.
you see some of those same markings on the boxes as they're being carried in. You can't guarantee that they're the same boxes, of course, but they've at least come from the same places.
So my assumption's going to be based off that is that the wagon was attacked and looted, and these guys, the rest stop is working with these guys. Is kind of what I'm coming to a conclusion with. So lizard guys are not good, and
Yeah,
the owner's not good.
perhaps. Before you go doing whatever your next step is going to be, just want to make sure, Squeeb, did you want to do anything? Because you also were aware of the sort of sounds and presences.
Nah, I'll just let them do whatever they're doing.
Okay, we'll say you just sort of peek your head out and you see a rat run out of the Thesera and Avalene's room, and you're like, nah, they got it handled. What if it had just been an actual normal rat? It's just like, okay, yeah. That's the Sarah for you. Always thinking ahead. It's just an actual rat running around the place. All
Is
right,
Oh, it's their mom.
go ahead with what you're going to do then, Adeline.
Mm. Yeah, it's just more. How many guards are outside?
There's a couple sort of just standing guard, but the vast majority of them are just sort of lugging stuff back and forth.
Okay, and they're bringing things from a shed in.
Yep.
I'd like to go investigate that shed.
Okay. You're definitely going to need, well, how about you describe what you want to do, because there's a pretty steady stream of them going back and forth between the shed.
Okay.
So it's
So
going
I'd
to be
like
hard not to be
to
noticed.
go around, and I want to see from the sides and the rear any windows or openings, anything like that.
No, you can see the sort of structure. It's mostly made out of old stone with sort of moss growing between the edges. Um, Only thing notable is that there's sort of a cast iron door on the front of one side where they're bringing stuff in, and you can see a giant padlock on the front of it.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to. I would like to cast thaumaturgy, however you pronounce it.
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
Yep. And I want to do some ominous whispers in like the bushes or trees, not right
Mhm.
beside me, on the other side of the shed.
Okay.
I'd like ominous whispers.
Okay. I'll say one of the lizard folk sort of go over in that direction to investigate.
How many are left in the area?
We'll say that there's 2 sort of standing guard, and we'll say there's probably, besides the one that was distracted, we'll say there's another one sort of in between trips walking around. So there's still another 3.
Okay.
So the two that are standing guard are paying pretty close attention, but the one that's making trips is more just focused on his labor.
Okay. If I were to, when the guy gets out of the shed, the other one's distracted, and the other 2 are guarding, is it the shed or the rest stop?
They're just there to stand watch.
Oh, okay. I want to run in. Okay. I'll just, I'll keep watch from the bushes.
Okay.
That's it for me for now.
That one lizard folk just goes and investigates the bushes. You hear him just say something like, "Oh, must have been the wind." Goes back to what he was doing. Eventually, you see one of the ones standing watch. Sort of one of the people that's making the different deliveries goes and talks to one of the people on watch. He looks at the rest of them and goes, "All right, boys, time to wrap up. Let's get out of here." He and the 2 that were on watch go over to the shed to lock it up again, lock the door, and they all turn to head back into the rest stop.
Can I watch to see how they lock it?
They they sort of close the door, put the big padlock on it, and they have a little silver key that they pull out that locks the door, and then they head back in.
Okay. Okay. All right. So they all just left the shed.
Yep, they're all gone now.
I'd like to sneak over to the shed and unlock it.
Okay. Just with your thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Okay, make a check again.
Oh,
Same as before with the thieves' tools.
there. 26.
Insane. Insane. Okay, yeah, you're able to pop open the lock and head inside if you like.
Yep.
Cool.
Anything left inside?
Inside, you can see like a bunch of scratch marks where clearly a lot of stuff has been moved over the last couple days, but there are a few boxes remaining. Upon closer examination, you can actually confirm, I'll say, that some of these boxes were on that cargo train that y'all had been following before. I don't think you were with the group in Greenest, but like they had stolen some weapons and other things from Greenest. You don't notice anything of particular value, but that information in itself is of value.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna slip back out and put the lock back on
Cool.
to the way it was.
All right, yeah, with the 26, I'll say you were able to break in without doing any damage to it.
Beautiful. And I'm just going to summon my owl and have him fly up. And then
Okay.
if they leave, I want him to follow them. That's it.
You don't see anybody exiting the building anymore.
Okay.
In fact, after they've gone in, seems to get pretty quiet. And I'll say, Thesera, that's when we'll pop back over to you. You see the people start coming in, sort of the last of them carrying stuff. The guy who was talking with the owner of the rest stop sort of offers some words of farewell. Sort of speaks up a bit louder, though still in like sort of hushed whispers to the rest of the group. Says, "All right, lads, let's get a move on." and he also starts heading in the direction of the other room where Sir Tom is. Heads downstairs, and all of them make their way through that wooden door where the hole in the wall was.
Alright, I guess, like, while they leave, I'm just gonna look through Sir Tom's eyes just to make sure. Like, still trying to be hidden behind stuff, but just,
Hmm?
making sure, like, they all leave. How do they close, like, the hole in the wall, or is it still just kind of visible?
They just close the wall behind them. Like, they can't put the barrels back in front of it because they're on the other side of it, obviously, but they just close the door behind them and then leave.
Okay. I'll probably just leave Tom there in case of anything for now. I'm sure he'll either disappear if I'm long enough. But
Okay.
I'll just go back to, like, myself.
Sure.
Well, I'd like to look in the window. Can I see the owner?
That kind of looks creepy.
Uh, What's that thumb doing at the window? No, you don't see him at the moment. You wait a couple minutes, and it seems like he's not going to reappear, at least
Yeah, I'd like to
predictably for a while.
sneak back in and sneak back upstairs.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Do y'all want to regroup before waking up, or do y'all want to just go ahead and sleep the rest of the night?
Well, if
I don't
Ava's
know.
back in the room, I think we should go over and see if Squeeb's awake.
Yeah.
I mean, these beds aren't that comfortable anyways.
Knock, knock, knock.
I'll say Avalene did
Light
spot Kil'Kash over in the barn, or in the stable, as she jumped out the window earlier, and he seemed to be lightly sniffing a bit. She was like, "Oh, I think he got a cold."
Sucker.
Is your guys' pillow also a rock?
Yes.
You got a pillow?
I got a rock.
I was using Thesera's thighs.
That
Oh!
pillow was actually a rock. Also a rock.
Scales.
My meaty dragonborn thighs.
Huh?
Yeah, they're not as comfy as I thought they would be.
Sorry, babe.
It's okay, babe.
Sorry, I don't have a nicer pillow.
Alright, anyways, did you hear the noises?
I heard you squeaking with your rat and Ava. Maybe like a gust of wind flying through your window.
It's just Kil'Kash farting in the barn.
Makes sense.
Shed. Or barn.
Stable thing.
Stable.
All of
Sharting
those
in the
things are
barn.
right. All of those things are real.
So, yeah, I hopped outside and they were moving stuff from a shed. And it lines up with the stuff that was looted from that carriage we saw earlier. And stuff that we were like the carriage or the wagon train we were following up.
The wagon train. Wagon?
Wagon.
Whoa.
Yeah, and stuff
Wagon.
from the wagon they brought downstairs into the basement. And they
Who did?
Lizard people.
lizard folk, they have a deal or something with the innkeeper here.
Kind of deal.
Well, he allowed them to come in.
And kept stuff in his shed.
The stuff from the wagon?
Yeah.
Huh. Why are you guys sus about it?
Well, pretty sure if that cloth you found is like Tiamat, those lizard folk must be working with her. And they're here underneath like the inn. There's like a secret passageway I found through Sir Tom.
Oh.
Where's the passageway?
It's in the basement. Smells heavily like a swamp.
Oh, okay. Should we go get Kil'Kash then?
I think
Crap.
so.
Mm-hmm.
But try not to alert the innkeeper.
I'll go get
What time is it?
our fair maiden.
It's about 3 in the morning.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll
I'll-
go get Kil'Kash then.
I'll go get Sarhala.
Kil'Kash.
Ah,
Kil'Kash. Ugh, you look horrible. What happened?
piss off.
You sound sick.
Piss off.
You sound
You want
unhealthy.
trying to sleep.
We got some thing we need to fight. Get over here.
I don't wanna.
Too bad. Get up.
Kil'Kash turning down a fight.
Kil'Kash.
You must
wake
really
the
be
fuck up.
sick. My goodness.
I was gonna say, you know he's not well when.
Kil'Kash, wake up.
No.
Get your sword.
I have
your
a sword, have
axe.
an axe, you noob.
Get your axe. Get up off your ass, you lazy sack.
Make me bitch titties.
I did. Now get up.
No.
Alright, I flip him out of his bed.
There's hey, you can't flip me.
Roll him.
Rolls him out of a little blanket. That was the only thing keeping you between the hay and the cold air. Now uncomfortable, you're encouraged to get up, and Sarhala also opens the door. Says, "Well, what were they doing?"
Well, I think we found a passageway that leads to the cultists.
So just sort of claps her hands together next to her head and goes, "Lovely, lead the way." You can tell
Okay.
she's already dressed. Clearly, she was well aware of what was going on, just didn't want to do any of the work herself.
Wow.
Wow.
Avalene's like level of admiration is slowly falling. She's still hot, but she's a bit of an ass. But that's okay.
She has a bit of an ass.
She has a bit
She's
of
got
an
a great
ass.
ass. All right. Y'all begin to head downstairs. And I'll say the group outside comes back in. I'll say like the barkeep happens to be coming out of the back. When you'll do that, and he just sort of looks around and goes, "Well, you adventuring types are up awfully early.
Oh,
Heading out
thinking of
already."
hitting the road early, you know?
Yeah, just checking on our friend too in the stables.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, that was a bold move. It's getting awfully close to winter to be sleeping outside. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still got some booze.
You got 5 gold pieces.
Do you have cheaper booze?
He just sort of laughs and goes, "Yeah, of course." And he starts going over, sorting through the bottles again. Is you wanting something for the road?
Yeah, most likely.
He's like, "Well, if you want something cheap that'll get you drunk, I've got." And he turns around and starts going through the pile and like listing a bunch of bottles he's got.
Looking
But
at
he-
him, is he just like a normal civilian looking person?
Yep. I mean, he's a pretty big burly guy, but not armed or anything like that.
I'll just look back at the two black dragonborns, be like, "Here you go."
Huh.
Do
not every-
Kil'Kash and Squeeb want to do something?
knock him out.
Where's
Alright. I'll line up an attack on him. A non-lethal blow from the back of my sword.
Give me an
Kil'Kash, you
attack
gonna
roll
do
with
something too?
advantage.
I want to whack him on top of his skull with my battle axe.
Don't crack
22.
his egg head.
Squeeb's got enough.
Damn.
I'll say you just sort of leap over the bar and just like pommel strike him on the back of the head, and he falls over unconscious.
Nice.
Quick,
All
Ava,
right.
steal the good shit.
No, he's a hardworking citizen. Actually, no, he's a bad guy.
Is Ava sick too? Like, she's feeling unwell and she's not stealing this man. How many copper pieces does he have in his pockets?
I'm not after his money. I'm after that freaking wine that apparently costs 5 gold.
The dwarven brandy. Yeah.
Yep. I'm
All
after
right. Yeah,
that.
you can take that.
It was a cheap knockoff that we were selling
Does
for
he
5
have
bucks.
only one bottle or multiple bottles? Because I'm robbing all of that.
He only had the one bottle. That was like his nicest thing.
So
Which,
dwarven.
for context, is not very nice. Yeah, well, like 5 gold piece bottle.
Okay.
Are y'all gonna tie him up or anything, or y'all just heading downstairs?
We'll tie him up.
Okay. But you're not gonna wait on him to wake up. Just gonna go ahead and leave.
I mean, we could wake him up.
Up to y'all.
Let him
Actually,
sleep. We'll get him in the morning.
nah, I like to force down his throat a
Whoa.
Oh.
truth serum.
Okay. Did you craft one of those?
Yeah, I crafted
Oh yeah, you
2.
crafted one of each, right? Yeah.
I have one of each with 2 truth serum and 2 fumble poisons.
Okay.
You fumbled it.
So I'll use one of the truth serums on him.
Okay. So remind me how I said that works.
Truth serum, DC 11 cons or poison for 1 hour. Can't knowingly speak a lie, like Zone of Truth.
Okay. What's your Constitution save for your poisons at your current level?
Oh,
It's what, 10?
I think so. I don't
Oh,
know.
he failed.
I don't think I wrote it down. Oh, wait.
You
Yeah,
might
it's
just be able to
10.
look back at the Discord
It is
messages.
10.
Okay, 10. Well, he failed. So he wakes up to you forcing this vial down his throat. And it's
Whoa.
not the dwarven brandy. And he just sort of wakes up coughing, spitting some of the liquid out. He's like, "Oh my god, hey, what are you doing back here?
Oh,
Why
you
am I tied
know,
up?"
for reasons. Who were those people that were here?
Just people that were here. Who are you talking about?
The
lizards.
lizard folk.
The lizard folk were here to move merchandise. And he just sort of like his eyes go wide as he says that out loud, and he's like, essentially like thinking, "Why did I say that?"
What kind of merchandise?
It was stolen from all over. I don't know.
What purpose?
So you're working with them.
Yes. And he tried to like slap himself out of it. He's like, what the hell?
Okay. All right. So, where are they from?
They're at the castle. God damn it.
Okay, good to know.
Are you guys cultists working with Tiamat?
Me, a cultist? No.
Are they a
Just gotta make
cultist?
business. You know how many people come through here? It's like 3 people a month.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
so that's the reason why they go through the basement.
But yeah, the basement leads to the castle. God damn it! Shut up!
Are there any traps in that passage?
I don't know. I didn't build it.
Have you
We
walked
did
through it
build it.
before?
No, I've never been down there.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay.
What are you planning to do with the lizard folk?
What am I to do with them? I don't know. They're just my neighbors. I pay them protection money, and then every once in a while they bring through smuggled goods and pay me a piece of it. Please, you gotta untie me though. If they find out that I told you all this, they're gonna kill me. At least let me leave.
Hmm. Yeah, about that.
He looks up at you with pleading eyes. He sees the bottle and you're gone from his inventory. He's like, "Look, you already took my dwarven brandy. Please, I clearly don't have anything of value. Just let me
Was
go."
that really the best you had?
He with tears in his eyes. He's like, "Yes."
Darn it.
You're a broke bitch. Say so. He's like, "Yes."
Hmm. All right. Fine.
He's like, "Look, I
I'd like to
I
be like,
can't say I'm
okay.
an honest merchant, but I'm not the only merchant in this area. I just do what I have to survive."
It's like, okay. All right. Turn around. And I'll pretend like I'm going to untie him, but I want to knock him back out.
Okay.
Put him back to sleep.
Sure. That's fine. I'll just say you do it because he trusts you.
All right. Okay, perfect. Then
Mistakenly, clearly.
I'll untie him. Okay. I released
Okay, so
him.
he's knocked out, but he's untied.
Yeah.
Okay.
I released him. Don't know when he'll wake up, but he's released.
A
He's
few
free to
hours or
leave.
something. Sure.
All right, guys. Sweet.
So y'all exchange all that information, or you're all gonna head through the tunnel?
Yeah. I don't really agree with your methods, but they do work.
Hey, he's not dead.
That is true.
Okay. I didn't. I mean, he might be getting a headache in the morning, but he's not dead, and he's not like severely injured or anything. He'll be fine.
Gonna have like another egg forming on his bald head.
Egghead.
All right. Well, y'all head through. Y'all head through the tunnel, and eventually you come up into a little swampy area. As you could tell, sort of from the smell you're coming up through. If y'all can put your characters down here. Eventually, you come out about. You think you've been walking for about a mile before you come out. You can't see the rest stop y'all are at anymore, but what you can see are the tracks of the lizard men who are maybe, we'll call it an hour ahead of you walking, as they walk through sort of this muddy, watery environment. For the most part, like, it's virtually like difficult terrain or untravelable terrain around you, aside from what seems to be a clear-cut path through the swamp. And in fact, you can notice there's like several burn marks in trees nearby you. They seem to act as a sort of guide through the swamp. And how about we call it there?
Woo!
You are now on the track of all right, at least of lizard folk who you think to be working with the cult. And y'all are one step closer to getting to the castle.
Woo!
Woot woot.
Any questions? How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good.
Great.
Awesome. Goal next time will probably be to get to the castle and maybe start exploring it. For context, there's still a bit of a ways to go, as you can see from the map, to get from that rest stop to it, and you're going to be hoofing it, so it's going to take a bit. But I think we should be able to get there next session.
Do we not have our horses anymore?
Nope, y'all are hoofing it.
Okay.
Which, if
Woohoo!
you recall, Layson mentioned that you're probably going to have to hoof it regardless, so no big loss there. Aside from the guy might be pissed that he got knocked out, so he might steal one of your horses or something.
Figured he was gonna do that anyways.
Yeah. All right. Reminder for those of you who have gold and wanting to spend it on like some health potions or things like that, just DM me on the side. Otherwise, I'm going to try and do some more thinking about Squeeb's cooking stuff, Kil'Kash's brewing stuff, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. I will catch you all next time. Have a great rest of your Sunday and hope everybody has a good week.
You too.
Jeez.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Peace. See ya.
Bye.